me.
Ew, no.
And today, what have I done? What should I do? For this week's project, I decided to try and let you guys decide what I make. I put a lot of trust in y'all. I wouldn't say you did me dirty. The situation isn't bad. It's just a little crusty, and I'll get to that. Okay, so back up. Recently, I released a series of polls on the community tab to give you guys some options. I know I'm not the first person to do this, like,
My audience chooses trend. Rah!
everyone and their mother and their dog was doing this. So I'm not the first, but I very well may be the last because this was a trend like 3 years ago and nobody's really doing it anymore. So who cares? It's not about the trend for me, okay? Trend, who said trend? Not me. My idea to do this really had less to do with that whole concept and that whole trend, and it was just something that I came up with, and then I was like, oh, wait, that's already been done like 2 million times. Whatever. I ended up doing a series of 4 polls, which doesn't seem like that many, and it's not. I would have done more, but I didn't want to bother anyone with the frequency of my presence. So I thought, let's just keep it to 4. Somebody's gonna lose it if I keep going with this. If you missed the polls altogether and didn't see them, it's because you don't have notifications on for me, and that is okay, but no whining, because that is your choice. What's happening? If you don't want to miss them next time, if you're crying right now, if you have literal tears, just turn on notifications. But I'm not telling you to do it. I still did manage to get about 200,000 votes on each of the 4 polls, so we got a decent sample size without you. Not to rub it in, but keep crying. I'm just kidding. I love you. So let's look at the results of the poll. The first poll I released to you guys was to find out what kind of project I should do. So we've got squishy, painting on canvas, sculpture, or digital drawing. I put these options here fully expecting the winner to be squishy because those are typically my most popular videos. And squishy was the winner in the beginning. However, people started complaining in the comments,
Why is everyone choosing squishy? She already does a lot of squishies.
and somehow that actually worked because the dark horse came through and sculpture ended up winning. So, okay, sculpture. I'm doing a sculpture. I can live with that. I'm not mad about it. Next poll number 2, was to help determine the subject of what I create. What do we got? Environment, character, abstract, or food. Truth be told, environment was actually the winner for a solid hour after I released the poll, and I was, quite frankly, panicking because I do not want to sculpt an environment.
I don't even know what that means.
But then, of course, as time went on, character ended up winning by a landslide. Poor food barely got any votes. Are you guys not hungry? So I am sculpting a character. Again, not mad about it. Sounds great. I love it. Then we come to poll number 3, which is about color scheme. I gave a bunch of options, which
Nobody really liked, I guess.
except for 3 randomly selected colors, which was the clear winner. I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm honestly just glad that people did not choose black and white. Woo! 3 randomly selected colors. Could be okay, could be absolutely horrible. We'll just have to select those colors and see. But then we arrive at poll number 4, the 4th and final poll. And this is where you guys were to choose the overall vibe and aesthetic of the project. And this is where you took advantage of my generosity and you said, hey, let's mess with her a little bit. So we've got sweet and cute, on brand, dark and moody, spunky and chaotic, and derpy and odd. The winner by far is dark and moody. My art style is not the dark and moody kind of vibe.
If you haven't noticed.
I also don't think that this is what you guys in general prefer. I think that this was malicious. I hesitated to even add this as an option in the poll, but then I was like,
Whatever, nobody's gonna choose that. Like,
honestly, don't even really know what dark and moody even looks like what. But it seems I have no options. So today I am going to create a sculpture of a character with 3 randomly selected colors that is dark and moody. While this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, let me acknowledge it could have been a lot worse. Like, imagine if I had gotten a squishy environment in black and white that's cute. I think it's about time for me to actually start trying to figure out what in the world I can create that fits within these parameters. These are the parameters. Let's do it. Alrighty, so I've selected a nice dark and moody background color, complete with
lint.
First order of business is to select those 3 random colors that I will be using. So I have all of these. Boom, explosion.
Many little color swatches.
They're definitely not all dark and moody. I mean, what if I get something like this? How am I gonna possibly make that color scheme dark and moody? Maybe I didn't think this through, but that's a problem for future me. I'm just gonna delight in my ignorance right now. I'm gonna focus on this. It's Pickle. He just has to make himself known in every video. I have this pickle pencil case to help me.
Are you hungry, sweetie?
Go ahead and eat, Pickle.
Go ahead, come on.
Go ahead and
Eat it all.
That got kind of dark. Anyway, once Pickle has finished his all-you-can-eat color swatch buffet, I'm gonna shake him around really hard, which is doing nothing. Who am I kidding? Time to make my random choice. Reaching in. Oh man, that's uncomfortable. Our first color is this. Okay. Next, it's gonna be this purple. Finally, we're gonna dig deep this time. And it's orange. Okay. So these are the 3 colors. I guess they don't terribly clash, but I would never in a million years put these 3 colors together. But I guess today I am. To plan my design, I decided I definitely need to sketch this out first because this is gonna take some thought. So first, I'm
Scribbling, okay.
Then I bring my mandatory 3 colors up in here. I have to design a character that's dark and moody. Why the 5 O's? Because it's a cow, of course, and she's moody. Get it? Moody.
Do you get it? Do you like it?
It's very hard for me to create moody design. So my first instinct was to make a corny pun out of it. Maybe she's a sad cow? No expression. Maybe this or that, this. Oh,
What on earth happened here?
okay. I committed to a simple frown and then colored it in. Yes, I'm using my 3 randomly selected colors, but in my head, shades of those colors are not off limits, as well as the use of black and white because they are not colors at all.
What?
So I can use black and white.
I don't think that's fair.
It's not a question, I'm telling you that. I can and I will. I messed around with this freaking cow. She's just kind of boring and generic looking. I'm bored. Let's change animals to an actually moody type of animal. How about a panther? Yeah, they're dark and mysterious. Oh, wait, I have to add the pink and orange in here. Okay, I just threw on some random speckles. This is tragic trash. Finally, I decided to try a squirrel. Squirrels aren't inherently moody, but I feel like maybe if the squirrel had a scarf. Oh, and a beanie. No. The beanie's too far. Maybe she has glasses. Oh, look at that moody expression with the glasses. Yeah, okay. I colored her in dark gray. Then I added the mandatory colors into her eyes and on her scarf. And I tried some other little detail things. I don't know really what I'm doing here. I think I need to push the moody thing more. So I started experimenting with some sort of moody hairstyles. Oh no. Now it's a bad toupee. I added more black throughout the design and big bold eyelashes to give her a little more attitude. And then I tried this like space bun thing. She's a squirrel. Okay, stop with the hair. We're killing the hair. I just kept messing around and playing with this design, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna need to completely figure it out when it's time to paint. I do have my rough concept and enough to get started on the sculpting.
And hi!
That was probably really loud.
I have a special little surprise thing. A new product. Come on, guys, come on.
Lovely!
This is what I call the generational bag set. They have beautiful color gradients, details, feature a ton of my different characters, and there's even a little bit more to them. Each of the bags features a different generation of my characters. So the backpack features some of the very first characters that I ever created. The purse, or satchel, features the next generation of characters, which are pretty old at this point, but a little bit newer, kind of when I was like really getting into character creation on my channel. And finally, the wallet features the newest generation of characters that were created fairly recently. These products took a really long time to produce, design, and perfect. I've been obsessing over them for a while. So these characters, while they are the newest generation, do not include characters that I created in the last couple months. Now, the full set, if you haven't already noticed, creates the entire rainbow from pink to orange to yellow to green to blue to purple, and it's just like, oh. So you can either choose your favorite bag or collect the whole rainbow. These are such high quality and very uniquely designed bags with lots of little details. These are a limited release, so if you want them, get them now. You can find them on my website, MoriahElizabethMerch.com, and I will link that in the description and put the QR code on the screen. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get back to the art.
It's time to make it happen. I'm bringing out some clay and I'm gonna try to sculpt this girl, and boy, I'm scared. This is probably the most detailed and difficult sculpture that I've ever attempted. Punched my hunk. We got into a fight. He thought he was tough. I had to show him that I'm superior.
Okay.
Grabbing some aluminum foil, trying to see myself in it. Come on, just stop. I'm gonna ball this up and use it inside of my sculpture to just cut down on how much clay I'm using and make it a little bit lighter weight as well. I'm building up to create the body and then did the same process to create the head, and presto! Wow, look at that. She's basically finished. I'm scared. Obviously, this is gonna take some major time and focus. I printed out a picture of my sketch just for reference, and here we go. Scoring the body and the head and attaching those together, then focusing on smoothing that out and getting the shape more of what I wanted, smoothing it out some more. Once I got my basic head and body shape looking like a basic head and body shape, I grabbed another large hunk for the tail. During this time, I was heavily relying on the sketch to guide my decisions, but after a point, I started to kind of just ignore the sketch and focus on what was right in front of me. I attached the tail, and oh man, this is becoming quite a heavy sculpture. I was really starting to feel doubt that this would ever come together, but I just kept smoothing and just kept smoothing. Now body, head, tail are all in their places, and it's time to start working on the smaller components like
The little feetsies.
oh, so cute. Getting some nubby little paws, really just smushing those on. Dang, it looks so aggressive when it's sped up. This is where I start veering away from the original design. I wanted to give her a little more body. She needs a nice muffin top. She's gonna be a nice fat squirrel. I just want her like that, okay?
I like it.
Then after smoothing that out a little bit, I moved on to making her scarf. So I just rolled it out, cut it, wrapped it around, nice and comfy there. Ooh, it's actually looking good. Wow, this may work. Then I'm adding her little pointy squirrel ears, complete with the little ear
Entrances.
hello, can you hear me? And I created just the smallest tuft of hair. You know, we're not doing the full out hairstyle, but she got a nice little moody tuft. See how I'm trying to convince you there? This is what makes her moody. It's this. I went in to create texture in the tail, which took forever. I really wanted luscious fur on little Moody's tail. Yeah, that's her name. Her name is Moody. It's a real one. And I added some more subtle fuzz all around her body. And here, I think the sculpting part is actually done.
Whoa!
We did it. She's here. Okay. She's leaving.
She's gone now.
After a few days of drying, I bring her back. It's time to work on the painting. So I want her to be a black squirrel, but not jet black. So I'm doing slightly less black. I actually really liked this sculpture. Okay, the shape of it and everything. But then I put on this black paint. Sorry, slightly less black. And I'm kind of falling out of love. And I'm panicking. I just think it's too black for me. And also this dark purple background is just bumming me out. It's too much. I can't handle it. I can't breathe. Okay, yeah, the blue is better. Still too black though. So I added some brown to it.
Is this cheating?
That's an interesting question. Well, yes.
Yes, it is.
I am still going to use the 3 randomly selected colors, but I put hours into this sculpture, so I don't want to compromise on color scheme so much that it ruins the whole thing for me. I'm using brown.
Try to stop me.
Oh wait, you can't. Okay, sorry, no disrespect. I tried my new color on and there's literally no difference. So, okay, I guess we're taking more drastic measures here. So I added even more brown and orange and white and finally ended up with this still very, very dark kind of chocolate brown color. But I think that this color shift warmed it up a little bit, made it just so that I can deal with it. I painted over the entire squirrel and then it's time to work with these losers. Oh gosh, you guys, I have to use these. It's gonna be these colors, really? So I have to match all of these with real paint and
Oh my, ew.
what is wrong with my purple paint? Anyway, continuing on, mixing and matching and mixing and matching and mixing and matching and boop! I think I got pretty decently close matches for all of these. We're gonna start with the purple scarf and you know, I actually really like this purple color on its own, but I don't feel like it's really a moody kind of purple. What do I prioritize? Do I stick with the true 3 random colors or do I prioritize making a moody vibe? These two things are conflicting and I'm so desperately confused. Going through and touching that up. Next, I decided to brighten up the face a bit. I also tried to highlight the little paws a bit as well. Then I went right into painting the little nose and mouth and adding the eyes on there. Believe it or not, I was actually decently satisfied with this until I realized I literally painted the face on the side of her head. Like, literally. Okay, that's not gonna work. Starting over with that.
Yay, we love redoing things.
This time, I actually thought it would be smarter to start with the glasses. So
So I used a circle maker to sketch some glasses and then went inside of those to paint the eyes. I kind of wish I would have focused more on flattening the face in the sculpting phase because Girlie's face is so bumpy and lumpy, and it was really challenging trying to draw perfectly smooth details on that. Now, did you notice how in my original sketch I snuck in some gold glasses when I really have no business using gold? Guess what? I'm doing it again.
What?
Gold was not a part of my approved color scheme, and I have no excuse. I just wanted to.
I'm sorry.
I just really think that the gold helps to add to the moodiness of the moody. I ended up using my selected colors in just such small amounts. I mean, like, this is minuscule. I'm adding her big ol' eyelashes, which I think really helps give her some attitude and character. And finally, her eye shinies. Now, if you remember my sketch, I did add freckles and a whole bunch of little randoms. I just felt like those were not what she needed. They're all just so meaningless, but she doesn't feel finished either. So I was a little stuck on what to do from here. I walked away from her, came back the next day.
Good morning, sunshine.
And I decided, you know what? It's a new day. I know exactly what she needs. We are going to highlight, we are going to blend, we are going to give her the life she's missing, and it's going to be great. And oh, look,
I made a moldy squirrel.
Okay, now that's not working either. Back to square one. I decided it may help to give her eyes a little depth, so I added some shading to them. I mean, I guess I like them better. Honestly, I don't think it did a whole lot. At this point, I felt like it's just time to accept her. So here she is. It's Moody the squirrel. You know, I can't really decide if I like this or not. There's definitely something about it that I like, but there's also something about it that I don't. I did sculpt, check. I did a character, check. I did use 3 randomly selected colors. I created something dark and moody. I mean, she's dark and her name is Moody. I gave it my best effort, okay? It's not my typical style. I definitely struggled, but I tried. I promise I did. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.